We're just going to talk about like some of the future research projects and some of the letter of intents that we got just this past 2 weeks from different universities and all the things we want to do over the next 2 years and the costs associated with it. This is on our wish list, and this does not include anything that any of the other researchers presented yesterday. So, for example, Dr. Rami needs more funding for his lab for the next steps. It's not up here. I know that Dr. McKinsey needs more funding to do his phase 2 clinical trials for DHA. That's not up here either. I also know that Dr. Verma needs some funding, and that's not up here as well. So everybody that presented yesterday, besides maybe 1 or 2 people, they're not up here. So this is just projects that we have identified and that we would like to do. I'm just going to talk through some of them. So everybody that did a nasal swab today morning, that's that first project, the Unravel Bioscience project. That's an RNA sequencing that we're hoping to get answers from. For drug repurposing. Like an AI, is going to read some of the analysis and give out a readout on potential drugs. We're still evaluating that proposal, so we don't know for sure if it's happening, but we plan to do it. Then there's a drug repurposing screen at the Broad Institute. That's with real iPSC lines. Once we get real assays from the labs that are already doing our work that presented yesterday, we're going to throw 8,000 FDA drugs onto those cells and then get some concrete answers on, and it's different from the ones that Dr. Medina did already on the 2 iPSCs that he had.
What's interesting about the Unravel Biosciences project is they're applying, I think it was up to 40,000 molecules testing, so they may have some hits which would make then the Broad Institute project, to the extent we could identify some hits, they could be then potentially included in the Broad Institute project and make that a more efficient results.
And then we have mouse modeling. So you heard from Sharon yesterday, and we really want to support more research on sleep, because sleep seems to be a across-the-board issue for all of our, children. And we need to fund that sometime between this year and next year. And then we have an AI machine learning mouse phenotyping that we need to do at Jackson's lab. Jackson Labs is the expert in this country to make mouse models. We need mouse models to test all the stuff that's happening in the labs. And then we are trying to do a biomarker project. So biomarkers are really cool because everybody that's working in all these labs that you heard yesterday, how do we know it's really reaching, and like, is it working? A biomarker will help us identify that it's working or not. So if we have a biomarker we've identified that this is a biomarker, then we can, we know that treatment's actually working. And then we have a really cool new therapeutic that we are still learning about that is showing some promise. That is not an AAV9, that's not a drug, that's not an ASO. And Johns Hopkins University has already proved it out in SYNGAP and CTNNB1, and now wants to include other rare diseases. So they've asked us for money for that. And then we just got this latest one from Vanderbilt University right before we came to the conference. We haven't even had time to look at it and evaluate it. And they want a whole bunch of money for that. And we don't even know what that project is really about. We're going to have people way smarter than us try to evaluate that. So next slide. Okay. So if we funded every single one of those that I said on the previous slide, that would be $800,000 if we funded all of them. And we may think that that's a really big amount, but I wanted you guys to know that we have fundraised that amount in the last 3 years. Yeah, we have funded $800,000 in the last 3 years, and only about 20 families have done that by reaching out to their networks. Like dedicated, constantly reaching out. So it's not something that's not achievable because we've already done that. So if there's 235 families now, if everybody just made it a goal to fundraise $1,000 this year, we'd fund the first 5, 6 projects like that. And so it's not an unachievable goal. I know we can do it, and I'm not asking families because it's already hard for all of us. We have a lot of expenses, right? But just to reach out to your networks, right? Like there's people around us, there's families around us that know your children, that know our, burden of raising, and they're the ones that we want you to reach. And we're not just going to throw you to the wolves. I'm going to let Dana and Melanie tell you how they can help.
So here's some easy fundraising ideas. You can go on Facebook and do like a birthday fundraiser, or we've done other fundraisers on Facebook, like around Shine Day or Epilepsy Month or Autism Month. Lots of opportunities to post and try to rally up around those months and days on Facebook. You can also do Giving Tuesday. That's often around after Thanksgiving. So just after Thanksgiving, there's Giving Tuesday. So usually people rally up about a week around that time frame, and it's a great time for people to get the last minute tax deductions, right? And then you can add a flyer to your Christmas card. Again, that's a great way to get your family members and your community to know about DLG4 SHINE and give a last minute donation for their deduction for that year. You can ask your company that you work at for gift matches. So oftentimes it's a great opportunity, especially around Christmas time, because people are more giving, it seems like, to get those tax write-offs. I know Payal did this last year, and she was able to match some of those donations that she got to be able from the company.
So if anybody knows a Chase employee, right? Chase matches 2 for 1. Meaning on Giving Tuesday. So if you know a Chase employee, put me in touch with them. If they donate $1,000, Chase gives us an additional $2,000. Yeah. So the foundation gets $3,000. So if anybody knows any Chase employee, I really want to talk to them.
Well, and that's something that can be done with other companies as well too. So we can keep in mind some of these ideas can be applied to our own, not just Chase, but we can expand that offering.
Yeah. Ask your company if they're willing to do those matches. It's usually a matter of just asking and seeing if they will. You can also always on Facebook share our Venmo, our PayPal, our Zelle account, and have donations come through your community, or on Instagram or LinkedIn or wherever you have most following on. And then you can set up a personalized funding page on Give Lively. That's a great opportunity for you, again, to be able to fundraise and rally up your community and be able to have them know this is what our goal is, and we're working toward this amount for, such and such, maybe research project that you were really interested in for your child. And then legacy giving is where you ask, a grandparent, a great aunt, a great uncle, someone that doesn't know what to do with their will or trust, and ask them if they would be interested in donating it to DLG4 SHINE and leaving that great legacy.
We have a great aunt that has already done that. She has in her will said that when she passes, everything will go to the foundation. We have several.
Yeah, we have several.
Several.
Yeah. So for those that are near Ohio, unfortunately I tried to do this closer to where I live in Utah, but the Koger has an opportunity, the stores in Ohio, if you're close, that you can register yourself to be giving a portion of your purchases, for groceries to DLG4 SHINE. And I tried to register myself in Utah, and they said it was only the state that you're registered in, unfortunately, and so we are Ohio-based. And so that's, if you live close to Ohio, that is a great opportunity for you. And then you can also shop using ShopRise. So what that is it's a platform that you go on and you shop. I want to say there's like Target and Costco and, like the big name brand places. And essentially it will tell you it's usually between like 3 to 10% of the sale will go toward DLG4 SHINE. And it will tell you right there on it. And you just shop through that specific link rather than going directly to Target. You go through ShopRise, and you could share that with family members, especially around Christmas time. I know I'm using Christmas a lot, but that's where people are very giving. They're buying a lot of things. They're trying to get those last tax deductions. And so that would be a great opportunity to share that link as well, for people that are buying and purchasing those Christmas gifts. So these are some fun fundraising ideas. These are not going to be as easy as the slide before, but it's still a great opportunity to get together with your community, your family, and to rally up around. There was a lemonade stand done 2 years ago. Was it 2 years ago? She asked her church community to help her do a lemonade stand, and they raised, I can't remember how much it was. You remember? $2,000 doing a lemonade stand. And so you can, do something as simple as that. I have great ideas as far as how to do a lemonade stand. I've done one myself in our community. You can host an event like a silent auction. I know when the foundation first started, that's what they did. So if you wanted to, you could run a silent auction for your community and rally up around a silent auction, or a virtual yard sale, or ask a local restaurant if they would be willing to, have a night where your community goes and a portion of those sales go to DLG4 SHINE. You can do a savers drive. I've done this a couple times. You collect clothing, shoes, and bedding, anything soft. And then what you do is you ask your community to just go through their closets, go through their, dressers, go through their home and find these soft goods, and then you collect them. What I did is I asked a local storage unit to sponsor us, and so they would provide the storage unit, and I just threw everything in the storage unit, and then I got a moving truck for the day of, and I just took everything to Savers. And so if you have a Savers near you, it's a great opportunity to rally up your community and collect those donations that they would already take to a Goodwill or a Savers or something else already. And so you can participate in a marathon. I know Laura Palmer, I'm sure most of you guys know who she is. She has done that a couple times, and she's raised a lot of money doing marathons. So if you're a runner, that's a great opportunity. Even if I know she puts her son in a stroller and just runs with him. And she decks out the stroller and gets sponsors and everything. So that's a great opportunity if you're willing, and it could be a very beneficial thing especially if you got sponsors. I know that's how she raised most of her money, and she got sponsors and had a T-shirt and everything, and it was very successful. You can also do a run or walk if you're not a runner like me. I don't run, but I have done a walk and tried to raise some funds for DLG4 SHINE before. And it's a great way, again, that you could, try to get some sponsors and try to, have your stroller decked out or wheelchair or whatever decked out with, all the things for your kid, and just walk or run with them. It would be a great opportunity. You can also ask your family and friends to join you on surveys. So I haven't done this for DLG SHINE specifically, but I found out about it because my sister-in-law about a year ago was asking me and my husband to do it for one of her daughters. And it was really simple. I completed it within 3 days. They ask you can do up to 15 surveys each day, and you have 30 days to do it. So it's not like, oh my goodness, it's daunting. But it was so easy and quick. I just, sat and watched TV for a little bit and did the little surveys, and I got it done within 3 days. And essentially, DLG SHINE will get a small little donation based off the surveys. But if you have a large community and it doesn't cost them any money, and just ask them, hey, can you do a survey, for me it's 45 surveys basically, and then you'll get this donation for DLG SHINE, which would be awesome for us. Another thing you can do is locally ask for charity and informational nights. I am going to be hosting a charity informational night here in August or September. They keep changing the date in Utah. But essentially, we have a nonprofit chamber membership in Utah. And so as part of a chamber member, I am able to be a part of the charity informational night. But you can ask. A lot of communities do it, and a lot of times because you're a charity, it'll be free, and you can just hand out pamphlets and have, like maybe a Venmo sign up or the PayPal, link, and ask for donations as people come up and learn more about DLG4 SHINE. Another opportunity is the Billy shoes. And if you want to see the Billy shoes, I do have them here in the hotel. I just don't have them. They're upstairs. And Mara has actually a pair too, I believe. So if you wanted to ask Mara, she can show you your Billy shoes. But they're really nice for SMOs and AFOs, and they zip around the AFOs and SMOs. And essentially, if you use our DLG4 SHINE link, instead of just buying it directly from Billy, then we get a portion of those sales. And so that's another easy way. And you could even ask like your local doctors. I actually have my daughter's, one of her doctors that prescribed her, her SMOs, and ask them like, hey, do you mind just having this flyer here at your desk? And they said, yeah, that's totally fine. So if they refer someone to go get, if they have SMOs, they can refer them to, buy these Billy shoes, and they can use our link, and then we could get part of the proceeds. So that's a great opportunity, and you may already be buying those shoes that you need. So, any questions so far? Okay. One thing that I want to clarify is that when we fundraise, we want to make sure that all the funds do go back to DLG4 SHINE. Even if you're, fundraising to say like paying for your family tickets and hotel room to come to a conference like this, that's great. That's awesome. We'd love for you to do that. However, the donations should go directly to us, and then we can reimburse you back for your hotel ticket, your plane tickets, and all those things, your meals and everything. And depending on how much you fundraised, we can reimburse you for that. But all the funds should go through the nonprofit, and make sure that we do that correctly so that we can keep our nonprofit status. Yeah, and you can do that too for like a research project. If you, specifically wanted your child to do a clinical trial and, go further, you could always fundraise that. And again, have all the funds go through DLG4 SHINE, and then we could reimburse you for the cost or, and do that. So, anything else?
How would you do that?
Yeah, so if you were to want to fundraise for a specific event like that, what I would suggest is possibly doing like a Give Lively, because then we would definitely be able to track what you're doing. Oftentimes, if you're doing it on a, obviously around Christmas time, we do a lot of donations and it gets confusing on whose person is who. But if you did it around like in the summertime in, June, and no one else is really doing a fundraiser, then I would know, okay, all of it goes to Jamie, So yeah, if you did it like that or a Give Light. Yes, and Dana is talking about it next. So anything else before we pass it on to Dana? Okay.
Okay. Excuse me. So, when we're talking about all of this, and it seems very daunting, because if you're not familiar with fundraising and you haven't done it before and you're concerned about asking people for funding, a really good place to start is informing your circles of support, and not by starting to just tell them that you need money, but letting them know why you need money, and how the funds will be used is really important. One of the things that we're doing as a foundation, and we're going to do a better job about, is part of my job description, is
Dana's done a fabulous job, by the way.
so getting more information out for our families and for our community at large to understand what it is that we're doing. What is a rare disease? What is DLG4 SHINE? And why we're doing the things that we're doing. So sharing our posts on social media with your circles of support so that they can understand a bit more about what we're doing for our kids. So some of these things up here are just some of the posts that we have created. Share, comment, like, have others join our public group so that they can understand a bit more about some of the things that we're doing. We'll occasionally add graphics that you can use. We did that today. I think Payal posted a link yesterday for DLG4 SHINE Day. And just, again, increase awareness. It comes back to, from a marketing standpoint, increasing awareness about what it is that we're doing. And that really is a huge factor and will help others, help us, is by understanding a bit more about what it is that we're doing. You can go to the next. One of the other things that we had done in February for Rare Disease Day was this challenge. And we ask families to create their own individual fundraisers. And these sorts of things are, if you're familiar with social media, specifically Facebook, easy to do. Mara actually created this calendar, which was really creative, and asked people to donate. And then when they donated, they would get a Purple Heart designated on Cedric's calendar. She had all of these fabulous pictures, and I thought, I'm stealing this idea. I texted her and said, I'm taking your idea. And so if you click one more time, Melanie. Mara was able to raise $845, and then I was able to raise some money too. And that was simply creating this graphic and dropping it in and monitoring a couple of posts. So every little bit counts. We don't want you to think that you have to go out and try to raise $50,000. If you can, that's great. Let's do it. But if all these smaller amounts add up too, so it's we have ways that we can help you, and we want to support you in doing any of the fundraising that you're considering. We want to help you do that. And another thing when you're thinking about some ways that you can not only raise money but create awareness is think about your local radio stations, if you have one, your local television stations, and we can help you reach out to them and say, this is what we're doing as a foundation. We have a family that's local, and could we potentially come onto your show and help increase awareness? Creating that awareness locally also helps create awareness for potential contributors. So if there are companies who are looking for ways to donate, that's a great way to start. Increasing awareness is a great way to start. And we can help you with these, whether it's writing a letter, creating a flyer, getting things prepared for you. We can do that. So lean on us. Let us help you with that. Where to begin? Think about who your audience is. So not only families, but also companies that you work for, friends in your community, your churches, and how can you reach them? Is it on social media? Is it through a letter? Is it through a bigger campaign? And we can help you. And what is your capacity? Can you lean on others in your circles of support to help you, or do you need to lean on us as a foundation to help you? And we will do that. So keep all of those things in mind and reach out. You can always reach me. Our emails will be up here at the end. If you have an idea of something that you would like to do, and you aren't sure where to start, let me help you.
Most everybody that talked yesterday, most of the researchers were funded by our foundation in some way or the other. There were a few that found their own funding and had that drive on their own to do some of the work, but they were supported by us, not only with the IPSC cell lines and stuff, but also funding that we provided them. And we wouldn't be, 3 years ago, there was barely any research on our disorder. And you saw what they presented yesterday. Like, I was blown away from some of the stuff that was presented yesterday because I didn't know, right? And so if in 3 years we're at this point, which is a really big deal, in another 3 years we could be, very close to, getting something for our children. So, and we want to, fundraise not just for one particular therapy. We want to give multiple options to our families, and that takes. We are such a small group that unfortunately, you say, well, why don't you apply for grants, right? Like, Dr. Verma has applied to 4 grants, 5 grants. Like, the researchers are applying to grants on our behalf also. And we're reaching out to corporate sponsors, like Dana has reached out to so many, and Valerie, who has just joined our board, that she has been working on the last month to reach out to every single corporation that she's worked with in the past. So it's not just your local networks and your local family supports. We're asking to think bigger, right? Like, there might be a corporate sponsor that might just go, okay, we like their mission, we see the good work they're doing, and we're gonna, support them. And all of us, every single one of us, we've done some fundraising or the other that's on the board. So we are here to support you because we've maxed out our networks. We really have. Like, we've asked and asked again and asked again, and we've maxed out. And so as new families join in, we're hoping that they see all the good work that we're doing, and they can get behind the mission. And then we're hoping this event will raise awareness of everything that we're doing. And this event on its own, part of the fundraising that we did last year was to say, hey, we want to do this conference. And we made it happen. And I think it was pretty successful with the turnout. Like, we weren't, like I said yesterday, the hotel is kind of tight because we weren't expecting so many families to show up, but we are so thrilled that you did. I mean, I want to see another 40 families show up to our next conference. But even putting together this event, unless we get corporate sponsors and families fundraising, we can't do that. Yeah, I mean, this conference is going to cost us close to $65,000. So without fundraising and corporate sponsors, we're not going to be able to do that.
May I?
Yeah.
This is actually a very strong board, and we have, in addition to what they've just discussed, the board has also applied for funding from, for example, CZI, which is Mark Zuckerberg's foundation, where they are supporting rare disease groups. But the work going in to apply for those grants, that was a huge haul. And we actually did it. We didn't get the grant, but we're on their radar. So hopefully in the future, so the board is looking for other opportunities as well. Melanie, what did we raise in the fall campaign last year in total?
Over
Wasn't it? It was close to $100,000.
And we had a family.
In our fall campaign last year, the letter writing campaign, we actually surprised everyone. We raised $100,000 plus, and that was engaging the networks of our community. And we have a potential problem down the road, and that is, in order to maintain our 501c3 status, we have to limit. We can't have individual contributors contributing over, I think it's 30% of the revenues of the organization. So that's putting a limit a little bit in terms of what the foundation can do. So it really is important to engage our community and their networks, the networks that you people have. And God bless the Patel family and the Dunn family last fall. They really stretched out their networks, but they've those networks are running dry a little bit. You can't go back to the well again and again and again. So the effort now is can we engage our communities' networks and leverage what we've already been able to achieve. And they're doing a great job. And also some of what we've learned from Dana, you've gone to corporations just in your community, and it's amazing. They write checks, and God bless. And then Melanie has on her own has derived, as she's just gone through, lots of different ways of fundraising, and every little bit counts. And from the broader community, the more individual contributors really helps out the foundation on an ongoing basis. So great job, guys.
Okay, so before we hand it to, we have a question, yeah.
Just a quick question. I'm on the board of another nonprofit, and they do monthly campaigns, so they ask people to join with a monthly giving. Do y'all
Yeah.
do any monthly stuff?
Yeah,
and can we
so
promote
in the
that?
past, we've done that, but I feel like when we're asking people monthly, it really just does not, like, it's like, oh, she's asking for money again, right?
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's the same thing over and over again.
So,
Like-
sorry, so I mean, they just sign up once with their credit card, and then every
Oh,
month?
yes, we actually have few families that donate monthly.
Okay, and then the widget you use for donating, is it like
Give
either
Lively.
one time or monthly?
Yeah,
kinda?
yeah, online. You can set up, yes, that's a actually great point. We have 3 or 4 family members that have just set up a recurring monthly donation. It's nominal,
Okay, yeah.
like $50, and we get that monthly.
Yes, we do. It's through Give Lively.
It's
Okay,
through Give
cool.
Lively.
Yeah, and I'd say, I mean, if you are going to fundraise, it's usually about the same effort to ask for a one-time $100 donation as a monthly $10 donation that they might forget about for 15 years. So that if you're going to put forth the effort, you know,
Might as well ask for
mention
it
the
monthly, yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point. If they do it monthly, we love that. In fact, we had actually one of the family members go, I didn't get a charge this month from your foundation. And then we figured out that the bank actually declined because they thought it was some kind of fraud. So we were like, no.
Yeah.
So,
We had to figure that one out.
Is there any project in Europe that needs funding? Because for us, is there any project in Europe that needs funding? Because we, every time we transfer money to the US, we lose on the transfer fees.
yes, I know. And you have done a great job in the UK, like amazing job. But I think Give Lively now, we figured it out. I don't think we're losing a whole bunch anymore.
Yeah, Give Lively is great, especially for the international.
Give Lively,
Give
the
Lively. Yeah, there's a link on our website, and it's part of that. You can either do like a one-time or a monthly, and that's a great way to, do like company matches through Give Lively as well as an option. So
And even in the Europe, like Facebook fundraisers, they work equally well, like the ones that you've done.
It's because we are thinking of setting up, organizing an event in France with some chef.
Yeah, let's. I can work with you. We'll figure it out.
We transfer it to the US.
Yeah. Let's figure out a platform that we would not lose those transfer fees for sure.
yeah.
And anybody have any other ideas that we haven't put up? We're all ears. Anybody is ready to jump in with fundraising. Any board member. Okay, anybody else have any? Oh, yes, thank you. There was a lot of people I have to thank for putting this conference together, so bear with me because I really have to thank them because this has been an incredible event. So I'm going to start with our AV team. I mean, what a fabulous job they've done. Live streaming and making sure that our online participants can hear us. And so we will be using you again, Chip and Almir. Hopefully you'll be at our next conference. Thank you. The child care company, Estic Corporate Kids Events, they did a fantastic job with everybody. We want to thank them. They can't hear us, but hopefully they'll see this recording. The hotel staff here has been amazing. Mark, Rashida, and Ray, if you've seen outside, and Anthony, the GM for the hotel. We wanted to make sure that this hotel was in an accessible location so that you could take a train from the airport. Our European families didn't have such a big burden. I know there's Australian families that are like, well, we can't make this trek out here. And we hear you, we see you. We know that it's a really long way. We actually had a South Korean family that we thought might just surprise us, at the conference, and I was looking out for them, right? Like, so I know, so we try to pick a location that was accessible enough. It was a big location. A lot of you are going to the big city right next, making a vacation out of it. So next time we will try to be fair again for that. I want to thank the board members, but I'm going to get to them last. Am I forgetting anybody else, Mara, in terms of the conference? Our sponsors, Nemacolin, Simon Searchlight, Every Life Foundation, and Ultragenics. They all gave us money to put together this, wonderful event. And yes, okay, the most important is researchers with their time. Like, they came out here, and presented and spent 2 days with us. Dr. Schumer from Copenhagen, Dr. Ali from Copenhagen, right? Like, Dr. McKinsey, Dr. Medina from Canada, Dr. Rami came from Israel, you guys. Like, he flew in from Israel. And then we had all of our U.S. Researchers, Dr. Varma, Dr. Librand, Dr. I don't even remember how many doctors we had yesterday. Dr. Tamir, Louisa, California, Texas, Ohio. Yes, Dr. Dye. That's it. Did I forget? Did we miss? They all took time out of their busy lives, and we harassed them, right? Like, we were like, everybody wants to hear from you. Please, please, please. We begged them, and they made it happen. And it's not easy to step away from labs and research that they're doing. And so we want to really thank all of them. And then I'm going to get to each board member because it's really important. Like, a lot of I'm the first person you probably interact with, but every single person on the board has their role, and they do it beautifully. So I'm going to start with our co-presidents, like Tim and Mara. I mean, they're like the souls of the foundation. They do everything. We literally told Tim yesterday, hey, the siblings don't have something to do. A family asked us, and Tim's like, I'll take care of it. And he took care of it, right? Like, we didn't question it. We were like, Tim took care of it, right? Mara, it literally knows everything that's going on every single place. Researchers, I don't think she sleeps, right? Like, I really, really don't think she sleeps. Because on top of we all have Shine kids too, right? Like, we all know how hard it is, but we all are working round the clock when our Shine kids are asleep, or we have support networks that are watching our Shine kids while we're doing this. And so it's not easy because it is very hard to advocate for a child while also having that child. And so Courtney, right? Like, Courtney's like, I'm on top of it, like, and so she did she's always on top of it. She did all your gift bags, right? Like, there were wonderful stars on them. She received everything for the conference. I mean, if you have any kind of, questions about how to deal with your children, she's the one to go to. She's trying to hold wine and shine nights, Melanie is our treasurer. She keeps me in track all the time. That's illegal. You cannot do that, right? Like, we're going to lose our 501c3, right? Like, she's like, nope, you can't do that. And she's doing our taxes. She's doing our accounting. She's making sure the money's coming in where it's supposed to. She's definitely keeping me in check. And Dana is our latest addition. Well, no, Valerie is our latest addition, but before that, it's Dana. She turned our website around. She got us on brand. The marketing is on point. Everybody recognizes our star. Dana is doing all our social media posts lately. I mean, she's doing. Dana has been a rock star And then we just added last month Valerie to our board. Valerie, are you here? Where is Valerie? Okay, well, she's at the blood draw. But Valerie is literally has read every single research paper there is out there, like 5 times over. I forgot Sabrina. Sabrina, well, Valerie is now going to be helping Sabrina evaluate every proposal that comes in. They're way smarter than any of us here. So, and they're interacting with the researchers. They're making sure that we're doing what we're doing is on the right path. The 8 of us are not deciding, unlike anybody, whether we should fund this person or not. We have lots of medical advisory boards and scientific boards that tell us. We just hired a company, like it's kind of like we rented a neuroscientist, way smarter than us, that to tell us, hey, this is what we've done so far. What should we be focusing as a foundation next? And they're advising us, like, that's what you should be doing next. And these are the projects you should be focused on. So it is not the 8 of us that decide where the funding goes to. And Sabrina drives all of that, and Valerie's now going to help with that. And Valerie comes with a background of asking corporate sponsors and fundraising. So she's going to be focusing on that. And we're hoping to add one more board member next month who's expressed interest in joining. So if any of y'all want to join the board, we're all, too many hands is not, too many. So we would love to have you, like I'm always telling new families.
And before we're done, the last person on the board is not talking about herself, but Payal. None of this, the hotel, all Payal, negotiating things, subcontractors, finding people, recruiting, motivating people, relentless, resourceful, unbelievable partner that drives much of what we do. So a couple of hands for Payal, please.
Come right here. And so I don't think I missed thanking anybody for the conference. Yes, I want to thank all the families that actually made the trek out here, and the ones online. I'm not forgetting about you, and I'm hoping that all of these recordings will be on our social media and our website soon enough, so that ones that didn't participate, like live, can see all of the good stuff that we've, presented. I'm going to hand it over. Do you want to say something? Yeah. Okay, what do you want to say?
Hi.
This is Raina. Okay, thank you.
Do you want to mention the cards or do you want me to mention the
Yes, also, Melanie has thank you cards. So if you guys are doing fundraisers, what an effective way is have your Shine Child, draw them out and give to people. We find that it's incredibly motivating, right? Like we had a very generous family member donate a large sum, and we had a couple of Shine kids draw a thank you card, and we mailed it to her, and she was in tears. She sent us this incredible letter, a handwritten letter saying, I can't believe this, right? So take those thank you cards. If your children can just draw and then send it back to us, we'll send it to our large donors. And they would appreciate that very much. They're on that table over there. There's medical consideration documents on that table over there. We've mailed, everybody should have one if you registered on the website. And yeah, that's the other point I want to make, is I know I ask a lot from a lot of you, like I'm constantly asking, but can you do this? Can you consent? Can you do that? It's because all the research you saw up there, they can't do any of that research if we don't share. Like if they don't see our children, they don't know why we're working for it. The reason why I'm asking for photos is because they need to see our kids and realize that there are actual people behind this disorder. So if you don't fill out the Simon Searchlight registry, then researchers don't know what our real problems are. And so Sharon wants to know, right, what's the sleep problems, right? So we need you guys to fill out those surveys. And somebody asked me yesterday, is there a checklist? Yes, there's a checklist. It's on the website. Step 1, step 2, step 3. If you've done them all, you get a gold star from me. But there's very few people that have done all steps on the website. Very, very few people. So it would be great if everybody went back and completed all the registries, because now then you're included. Your child's information is included in the research, and you're included. And then when we do have clinical trials, or if we have any kind of opportunities or signups, we know that we can contact you and that you're okay that we can contact you. And the more people we have in our registry, the more we can attract sponsorships and the more people we can attract to work on a disorder. Like that one Vanderbilt LOI that we just got, we usually reach out to researchers. They came to us saying, okay, your numbers are growing really fast, and we want to work on this. So we need people to register for that. Like everybody just needs to. So if I'm bugging you, it's because I really, really just need you guys to do it. And I'll help you. Like I'm happy to get on a Zoom call and troubleshoot with you if you're stuck. And I know those surveys are really hard and long, and I hated doing them myself, but I do them. So. Everybody online, we really appreciate you hanging out with us for 2 days. I'm really sorry you can't be here for the rest of the fun day activities. Oh, yes. We really want to meet all of you, so maybe we are not going to do a scientific conference maybe next year, but we're hoping to do a family get-together, meet-up, casual one somewhere in another part of the country. And hope to meet all of you in person soon. Thank you for spending and taking out time from your busy schedules to be with us these 2 days. And for everybody here, we're going to enjoy the rest of the evening. This is about our kids now. So it's a party, and let's make it about them. They've been very patient outside. Food is already out, lunch is out, so they're hungry. So we got to go feed them. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Hope to meet you soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.